Alright, as far as the Maqaasid, the one who put these Maqaasid there is Allah Ta'ala. The scholars throughout time, they've looked at what they call the Juz'iyat. Now we have to understand, there are two terms that we need to understand. We have, when we talk about the legislation, and we talk about principles, you have those that are Juz'iyya and those that are Kulliyya. Juz'iyya are like the different issues, like raising your hands for the takbir in the salah, you know, and who prays and who doesn't pray, and all of the rest of these things are ahkam that deal with certain situations particularly. And then they have certain things that are from the kulliyat. You understand? These are things that basically almost everything falls under it. You understand? When we talk about the Maqaasid, we need to understand that all of these different types of ahkam and qawaid, they fall under the Maqaasid. Why and how? Because Allah Ta'ala, He put these things here, these Maqaasid there, to be protected. The scholars, throughout looking at all of these individual rulings, this person prays now, they don't pray here. It's permissible for this person to get married, it's not permissible for that person to get married. These are the juz'iyat, these are the individual situations. When they've looked into those individual situations, they found all of these individual situations, they came to protect certain things. And from this, they understood that the legislation was there. The legislation isn't the end all. The legislation is the tool to reaching the end all, which are the Maqaasid. Do you understand? And these are these dururiyat that we were talking about before, the hajiyat, and they are the takmilat or the tahsinat. These are what we call the mafasid and the masalih, or those things that are harmful and those things that are beneficial. And Allah Ta'ala, as we said before, He put the whole of the shariah there for the purpose of establishing these maqasid. So it wasn't the scholars that came with them, but rather it was Allah Ta'ala that put the legislation there to protect them. The reason why the scholars have come up with them is because once they've looked through the whole of the rulings, they said, oh, you know what? All of these rulings here, they all protect this, or this, or this. And they found that it was generally munhasar, or encompassed around 5 issues. Well, for right now, we'll say 3. And these are the dururiyat we talked about before, the necessities, the hajiyat, which are the what? Those are those things that we need, but they're not necessities. They haven't reached the level of being a necessity. And when we say the difference between something that's dururi and something that's from amongst the hajiyat is what? There's a dururiyat, if you don't have them, life as we know it will be destroyed. Life as we know it will be destroyed. You understand? The hajiyat are things that we need to give our lives some type of nizam or some type of organization, things along these sorts. But they're not necessity. We're not going to die without them. And the third of these things were the tahsinat, or some people call it the takmilat. And these are those things that complete, kind of like the icing on the cake. طيب. The ulama said, look, all of these ahkam, they revolve around preserving and protecting these maqasid.